Well, good Monday morning. Welcome back to another episode of Martin's Koi Pond. And it is a beautiful start to the day. Fish are looking good. They've had their breakfast. But they just keep coming back to the feeding station to see if there's anything left. Now, a couple of things to mention. I've ordered a circular weighted air diffuser for putting on the bottom drain, and when that comes I'm going to go to my local koi shop and get a suitable pump and fixtures and fittings so I can have an aerated central bottom drain. I think that will be beneficial for the koi. Another thing is, it's now been about 5 days since we noticed that little pumpkin was missing, and no other fish have gone missing, and we've not seen any predators around the pond. My wife's generally up at 6 in the morning with the dog, and she's not seen anything early hours, so we are sticking to the theory that pumpkin jumped and got picked up by an opportunist predator of some sort. Another thing is the flashing that I was talking about a couple of episodes ago, which was really bad, has really dropped off. There's still flashing going on, but it's really dropped off. And what I've been doing for the last 10 days is running RO water in through that pipe there that I'm currently not at the moment, but for 10 days I've been running it in pretty much 24/7. The only time it's not running RO in is when I'm filling my water change barrels from aquariums in the garage, which I'm doing at the moment. And rather than it just trickle in, trickle out, although there's been a lot of that, I've been taking buckets of pond water out and putting them down the drain. Just so that my ground doesn't get too sodden from the trickle out in that corner there. But the RO definitely seems to be making a difference, so I'm going to keep with it until they stop flashing altogether. But all the fish are looking good, apart from Geronimo, who has a sore on his side has suddenly appeared the last couple of days. Now I'm going to keep an eye on that, and if it gets worse I'm going to get one of those NT Labs first aid kits, because I think that's got propolis in it, and get him out and put some of that on it. But I'm going to give it a few days because there's still salt in the pond, so I thought I'd give it a few days just to see if it repairs itself naturally first. So that's your Monday morning update. As things turn up for the pond, I will show you me fitting them. Oh, and I've got a couple of little air-driven sponge filters on order for the little tank in the house that's got the 2 grow-ons in. And I asked my friend Adam to name them because he loves fish, and he's got a young family and hasn't got any aquariums at the moment, although he's desperate to have a pond. And he's come up with Tom and Jerry, so Tom is the Yamabuki and Jerry is the Benigoi. So that's your Monday morning update. Next time, hopefully I'll be doing something of interest. Catch you then.
Well, good Tuesday afternoon, and welcome back to Martin's Koi Pond.
Well, a couple of episodes ago, remember I replaced 3 carbon block filters on my Big Bertha. Well, and I said it was probably going to be it for the year. Well, I then had a look at Finch Filtration's site, and saw that he had catalytic carbon in 10-inch cartridges. So I've ordered 3 of these to go in this side. So there's going to be 3 catalytic carbons and then 3 carbon blocks. And catalytic carbon is supposedly very good for removing chloramine, which is what I've found out my water is absolutely laced with now. Thank you, Anglian Water. So these 2 carbon blocks were old anyway. It doesn't really need a pre-filter, as I said before, because it goes through my RO unit. Now the RO unit is now housed down there because the weather's nice and the wife wants to use the bench, so she's made me move it. But it's all still plumbed up to the pond. So Big Bertha sits here, and what I'm going to do is change these 3 cartridges over and show you it running. But certainly suggest you look at Andy Finch's website, Finch Filtration. He sells big blues full of catalytic carbon and various RO products, cartridges and associated fittings. So good customer service as well, because I actually overpaid for postage when I placed my order, unknowingly obviously, and he was quick to email me on the Sunday and let me know I'd overpaid and that he was going to refund some of the postage to my PayPal account, which he did that night. So very good customer service. Right, I'm going to crack on and get these cartridges fitted. Catch you in a bit. Well, welcome back. Been a slight delay since that last clip that you saw, because I've got some sort of airlock in the 6-stage dechlorinator when I changed the cartridges, and there just wasn't any water coming out. And now it's raining, so I'm sat under a fishing umbrella. There's a nice little trickle out. I'll try and zoom in on it. So there, it's a nice trickle out of RO water that's been through the 6-stage dechlorinator, having already been through an RO system. And if this doesn't work, then I might as well throw the towel in. I just don't know what else I can try. Now I know that it's going to take weeks and weeks and weeks to get all the water out that was put in here without going through the RO system. So I've just got to sit on my hands and grin and bear it. Although interestingly, at the minute there was only 2 or 3 fish that are actually flicking or flashing, and that they are all Doitsu fish. Now I don't know if that's any sort of coincidence, but it's Vader, my Shusui, Sharky the new Aragroki, and Harriet the Harawaki. All 3 of my bigger fish as well. A lot of the other fish are hardly flashing at all, if at all. So might be just a coincidence. Anyway, it's Tuesday. I'm going to run RO all the way now, non-stop, until Saturday when I have to refill my barrels for my fish tanks again. Hopefully the little sponge filters and airline will turn up tomorrow and I can show you me putting them on the grow-on tank. The two little koi in there are eating the New Life Spectrum probiotics really well, so like I said, I've got nearly a bucket of that to get through, so that should last them a while. Anyway, I've just made myself a cuppa. Next clip should be me doing the filtration on the grow on. See you then. So welcome back. It's Wednesday and my bits have turned up. So we've got 2 sponge filters, 30 meters of airline. Now I bought a reel because I get through loads of this stuff and it'll just last me for ages. And my diffuser's turned up to go on the bottom drain, but I'm not going to do that until Saturday. But I'm now going to crack on and get these 2 guys fitted in the tank there. I'll be back to you when they're up and fitted. Right, welcome back. And as you can see, there's a sponge filter now at this end. There's little Ben and Jerry, Tom and Jerry. Tom being the yellow one, Jerry being the orange one. And another sponge filter at that end. So there's those 2 sponge filters and this biological filter that I've put in. The water's looking a bit murky, so I think I'm going to do a water change this evening. It looks like there's a bit of uneaten food on the bottom. It's either that or a lot of pup. So we'll get that sorted out this evening. Catch you later. Well, good Thursday morning. Welcome back to Martin's Koi Pond. And hopefully you can see there's a fundamental change, or 2 or 3 fundamental changes in the pond. We now have central air over the retro bottom drain. It's not fitted properly yet. I've actually got to get in the pond at the weekend and fit it properly. I've just hooked it over the bottom drain at the minute, but you can see how it's going to work. And that's connected via some sinking air line to a new pump which I bought this morning, which is a Blagden 1800. I need a bigger block to put it on. That one's too small, keeps coming off and then making a lot of noise. And then in this corner I've still got my air going in here, but obviously a lot more powerful than it was before. So I've massively increased my oxygenation into the pond. There's the manifold. What you do is the ones you don't want, you just link them up together so they're like dead ends. So I'm just using 2 outlets, and I've also adjusted the shower because it was leaning forward and the corners here were in the water, and I didn't like that. I thought that was dangerous for the fish, so I've raised it, so you've now got a proper spill into the pond, although the water level's down at the minute because I'm doing a water change. We got 2 inches to come up yet, but even with that 2-inch rise it's still going to be out of the water there instead of in the water. The mark on the side of Geronimo, he's down there, is healing naturally, so I don't think I'm going to have to use the first aid kit, which is due to arrive today. And also, really good news, the flashing is now just restricted to 2 fish, which is the 2 biggest fish, the big shusui and Sharky the aragroki. Now, I've not had chance to sit and view the pond this morning. Look at this idiot. There's a tree stump there he's on top of. Puppies, hey? Yeah, so just those 2 have been doing the odd flash. So the RO water and the new carbons are definitely having an effect. Hopefully after this water change, or if not after this one, the next, the flashing will stop altogether. So now I'm in the situation where if I want to show you the fish, I'm probably going to have to turn the air off, because it's so given so much agitation to the surface. But it also makes more sense of the feeding square. That's going to be much better. So one more thing to show you. So I need to pop in the house, back in a sec. Don't know how easy it's going to be to film, but whilst I was at the shop getting the air pump, in the grow-on tank was a beautiful baby asagi. He's absolutely stunning. It's a proper asagi, not a shusui. I'm absolutely stoked I've got an asagi, and I'm going to call him Blue Dragon. Get your nose off the screen, Milo. So there, Blue Dragon, the asagi. So he's got a lot of growing to do before he can go in the big boys pond. But yeah, liking him a lot. So chuffed to bits. So, that being said, I'll catch you in the next clip. Recording. Right, welcome back. It's Thursday afternoon, and I decided I couldn't wait till Saturday to do the bottom drain. So, fingers crossed it all goes smoothly. I'm now going to sort it out, so I'll get back to you when I'm done. Well, welcome back, and that was a successful operation. The ring is sort of where I wanted it. I think it needs a bit of adjustment, but I can do that with the lander net handle. The bottom drain's fairly much where it was. I have disturbed a whole load of muck, so I am quite tempted, as that is the case, to chuck a load of Mediclay in. Maybe Mediclay it while it's all a bit mucky and disturbed, but we'll see. So anyway, that's my bottom drain, now an aerated bottom drain, and once the pond clears up I'll get a better idea of how that ring is sitting on it, and then like I say, I can adjust it with, turn off the air and adjust it with the lander net pole. So back to you in the next clip, whenever that might be. Good Friday morning, and welcome back. I have just released this week's video, which was obviously last week's work on the pond, and this week's video will go out next Friday, and everything's recorded for it. The koi are hanging around the feeding station, which means they want some food, so I'll give them some food in a minute. I did mediclay the pond last night, as I said I would, and that's helped clear it up perfectly, so the water's looking beautiful and clear. And obviously you can't see as much as you used to with the new air, but what I'll probably do is when I record some of these sort of clips, I'll pop the air off so you get a better look at the fish. And last night I had an electrician come round, and I'm going to have a double outside socket about here somewhere, and another one about there behind the shower on the wall. So 2 double sockets. That gives me some future proofing electricity wise for the pond. Just waiting for his quote to come back. He's quite busy apparently, so it'll probably be early June before it's done. He did laugh at my untidy cables, but there you go. So that being said, I think I'll wind up this week's video, give the fish some food, and then head off to work. Happy pond keeping, and I'll catch you in the next one.